Welcome to the beautiful Florida, home to cave country. Today, we're going to get a crash course in cave diving. We'll be doing some checkout dives, assisting in a photo shoot, teaching, and exploring the beautiful Jenny Springs Devil's Cave system. Florida caves are known for having exceptionally high flow, extreme depths, and require the proper training to be prepared for all possibilities in any overhead environment. Countless hours are spent training, maintaining, and understanding these extreme environments.
So guys, we are here in the Chassahowitzka today with the world-renowned photographer Alex Dawson, and we're going to be assisting on a photo shoot out here in the woods.
When arriving back in Florida, it is of the utmost importance to make sure my gear is functioning properly. My head is in the right place to handle any and all situations that may occur. So before heading back to the extremes, I do a checkout dive. Completed in a less extreme environment with ease of access to make adjustments to equipment, buoyancy, trim, and exposure. Usually at a shallow depth with minimal bottom time and no decompression. Bottom time is the amount of time a diver spends under the water in total. No decompression means a diver stays within recreational dive limits to minimize the amount of nitrogen absorbed into the body. Weather in Florida is always changing. Dense sea fog, downpours, hurricanes, tornadoes, and the beautiful sunrises and sunsets. All these factor into the conditions of a dive site. When dive planning, naturally, we love having sites be pristine. However, that's not always the case. The conditions are considered every time, but have different effects on each diver based on training and skill level. All cave divers have the same essential equipment, regardless of configuration. My personal choice is side mount. In cave diving, all divers carry at minimum 2 tanks, 2 regulators, harness, wing, exposure suit, fins, 2 masks, 2 computers, 2 cutting tools, 3 lights, line referencing markers, and 2 safety spools. Dry land and in-water checks before every dive are crucial. Here, we are setting up side mount equipment, testing regulators, checking lights, computers, pressure gauges, preparing camera equipment and housings. Joined today by Miss Ashley Peterson, we're headed into the Devil's Eye entrance of the cave system to show you what really goes on when the divers disappear below the surface. Our diver is carrying 2 back gas bottles containing 32% nitrox and an O2 bottle for decompression. Previously, we installed a primary reel connecting to the primary line, making a continuous line to the surface. As we enter the cavern zone, we meet the Reaper. This sign indicates that we are now leaving the cavern zone and all natural light and requires specific training to go beyond this point. We will also be staging our O2 bottle here as oxygen becomes toxic deeper than 6 meters. As we enter the cave, we ascend into the ceiling, known as the gallery of this particular cave system. We ascend into this area because it contains less flow, allowing us for ease of access into the cave while conserving energy and air consumption. As we enter the lips section of the cave, you'll notice the divers switch to hand pulling techniques. In this particular area, flow is a major setback. As before, the divers use this technique to conserve energy and air consumption. Restrictions are narrow portions of the cave where 2 divers cannot pass side by side or one on top of the other. Divers must have full cave training to go through these areas. Cave divers generally choose light signaling given the darkness of our environment, and our hands are usually occupied with other equipment such as primary lights. Florida's aquifer system is mainly made up of limestone deposits. The constant movement of acidic water slowly carves the incredible formations over hundreds of thousands of years. These delicate ecosystems allow divers to study parts of our world less seen. It is our responsibility to make sure we are protecting and preserving it. By maintaining buoyancy and proper trim, we can navigate these fragile areas without causing permanent damage. Most caves in Florida have been mapped and have a primary line installed permanently, allowing divers to penetrate great distances into the earth without carrying or installing large amounts of line. Primary lines typically begin just beyond the natural light zone, in hopes that untrained divers will not stumble upon it and go further into the cave. Not all areas of the cave have high flow, which means the sediment can be deposited onto the rock formations below and cause a potential silt-out hazard for divers. Silt-out situations are where divers lose visibility as a result of sediment being disturbed. We use different finning techniques in different areas of the cave based on the surroundings and what will allow us the safest passage. Frog kicks, modified frog kicks, back kicks, flutter kicks, modified flutter kicks, helicopter turns, and hand pulling are all different propulsion techniques that cave divers use when navigating a cave. General rule of trained cave divers and air consumption is the rule of thirds. 1/3 of our air on the way in, 1/3 of our air on the way out, and 1/3 as a redundancy should something happen. As we turn our dive because we've hit our thirds, we get to ride the flow out. Great for air and energy conservation, but brings its own challenges of navigation and speed. Divers must always be in control. As we enjoy our ride out, we encounter another team entering the cave. Normally, exiting team has the right of way, but we have returned to the gallery and are staying low to use the flow as the entering team ascends up and out of the flow. As we exit the cave and return to the cavern zone, we are greeted by the beautiful blue natural light with the sun dancing through it. However, we have decompression obligations. Every dive has different deco requirements. On this particular one, we get cozy at 6 meters, switch to our oxygen, and hang out until we've completed all deco obligations. This is to prevent decompression illness and allow the nitrogen buildup in our bodies to decrease to a safe level before surfacing. We are all smiles as we exit the eye and make our way back. There is something truly remarkable about being somewhere only a small percentage of people will ever see. The topography, formations, the challenge, you're truly in control of your own life in these moments. Join us next season as we bring you some exceptional female explorers, their passion, and their journey from all over the world, and more outdoor mountain adventures and ocean exploration.